Hi and welcome. Today's class is to celebrate the spring equinox, a time when light and dark, or day and night, are roughly of equal length. It marks the transition between winter to spring, and hopefully you are beginning to see more sunshine, more flowers and more wildlife again. So we're going to begin with a short meditation. So bringing index finger and thumb together and lengthening the other fingers, just resting them on the knees. This is Chin Mudra, or Mudra of Consciousness, and then closing down the eyes. Taking nice gentle inhales and exhales through the nose. Allowing the mind to quieten. And feeling your seat connected to the earth beneath you. And at the same time, the crown of the head reaching up to the sky. And soften shoulders away from the ears. And relax any tension in the hips. And just taking your awareness to the breath coming in and out. So on the in-breath, the breath travels up from the seat all the way up along the spine to the crown of the head. And then as we exhale, the breath travels back down. Inhale, the breath travels up along the spine from seat to crown. And then exhale all the way back down again. And staying with this visualization, watching the breath travel up and down. You may wish to see this breath as an orb of light. Perhaps it's white or golden. And feel this breath cleansing as it goes. As you inhale, it's drawing more energy, more prana into the body. And as you exhale, it's cleansing and removing anything that no longer serves you. Breathing in vitality. And breathing out cleansing. And just staying with this visualization for a few more breaths. Seeing if you can make these last breaths as full as possible. Really expanding through the ribs with each inhale. And then emptying the lungs all the way to the bottom. We'll take 2 more breaths like this. And making the next one your last. And allowing the breath to fall into its own natural rhythm again. then dropping chin to chest and taking some half neck circles. So drawing ear to shoulder, pausing for a moment, and then taking chin to chest and taking it the other way. Just slowly easing into the neck. We'll take one more circle each way. And then dropping chin to chest again. Interlacing the fingers behind the back and just applying some gentle pressure, drawing elbows together. And just feeling that lengthening down the back of the neck between the shoulder blades, along the spine perhaps. And then lifting through the heart space, drawing elbows open, eye gaze up. And then releasing the fingers and bringing them onto the shoulders and taking nice big circles. Seeing if you can draw the elbows together and then really drawing shoulder blades together as they travel back. And then reversing those circles. And then sweeping the hands behind, interlacing the fingers, drawing the shoulder blades together, the heels of the hands, lifting the eye gaze. Really drawing the hands away from you, lifting them from the back. Feeling that nice stretch across the front of the shoulders and the chest. And then releasing the hands. You might want to pop your block to one side. And then interlacing the fingers in front, pushing the palms away, dropping chin to chest. Really rounding the spine. And then coming up, taking arms to cactus. Take a nice big inhale here. And then as we exhale, right arm comes underneath left. Trying to bring palms together and folding forwards again. Again, we're trying to get into the space between the shoulder blades. Perhaps lift the elbows a bit further away. And then rolling up, taking arms to cactus again, nice big inhale. And this time left arm underneath the right. And folding forwards. And then coming up, place fingertips beside you or palm. We'll inhale the hand to the sky, reaching as far away as you can, creating length through the side of the body, and then taking it a bit lower. And then changing sides. Inhale, hand to sky, creating length. And then exhale, finding that side bend. And then coming up, sweeping the legs out in front. And finding a forward fold, so just making it a passive fold, allowing the spine to round, allowing each of the muscles along the spine to lengthen. Slowly coming up, bringing the left sole of the foot to the inside of that right leg. Turning over the extended leg and folding forwards. Really trying to lengthen the spine, so we're leading with the heart space. Eye gaze to big toe. And then planting that foot to the outside of the leg. We'll take the opposite arm around the front, squeezing that knee in. And taking a turn towards the back. Right leg is active, so drawing toes towards you. Seeing how far around you can take the eye gaze. And then changing sides, so lengthen left leg, sole of the foot in, and then folding over that left leg. Again, keeping spine nice and long. And then right foot plants to the outside of that left leg. Left arm sweeps around the front, squeezing it in. And taking a turn to the back. Seeing if you can get a little more rotation with every exhale. And then uncrossing the legs. We'll just begin to wake up the core with Navasana or boat pose. So taking shins parallel to the floor, drawing navel to spine, and really breathing through this. Your option to extend the legs if you wish. And then coming down and coming into either tabletop or Purvottanasana. So fingers are facing the heels, and we're either lifting the hips to find tabletop, squeezing the glutes, or both legs are extended. And again, we're lifting, really firing up the back of the body to lift the pelvis high. And keeping eye gaze to the toes. And then slowly lowering, bringing the knees towards the chest and then bringing forehead onto the knees. Just curling up in a little ball. And then we'll come onto all fours. So bringing wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Finding some cat-cows, so inhale, lifting the eye gaze, dropping the belly and sending the tailbone high. And then exhale, push the floor away, drop the head. Inhale, lift the eye gaze. Exhale, really doming the spine. Inhale. Exhale, navel to spine. And one more time, inhale, lifting the eyes. And exhale, pushing that space between the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. And then coming back to find a neutral spine, drawing navel towards the spine, creating a nice strong core. And then extending the left leg behind, so we're really pointing through that toe. You might need to adjust the hands, really squeezing that glute to lift that leg higher. Breathing here. On the next inhale, that left knee is going to come to the outside of the left elbow. And then exhale to extend again. Inhale, knee comes across to the right elbow. And exhale to extend. Inhale to the left. Exhale, extend. Inhale to right. Exhale. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale left. Exhale. Inhale as we take it across, really scooping the navel towards spine. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale to the left. Exhale. And inhale right. And exhale. And then just bringing that left knee down, taking a pause for a moment. And then when you're ready, we'll repeat on the other side. So extending the right leg behind, pointing through the toe, squeezing that glute to lift that leg high. And then on the next inhale, right knee comes to right elbow. Exhale to extend. Inhale to the left. Exhale. Inhale to right. Exhale. Inhale left. Exhale. We'll do it 2 more times. Inhale to the right. Exhale. Inhale to left. Exhale. Inhale right. Exhale. And last time. Inhale to the left. And exhale. And then finding all fours again. And then bringing big toes together, walking knees wide. And finding a wide child's pose. So extending the arms out in front, sinking the heart space towards the mat. You can bring the forehead down. Seeing if you can ease the bottom a bit closer to the heels. And then coming up onto the fingertips, so we're opening through the fronts of the shoulders, opening into the heart space. And then bringing the palms back down and slowly coming onto the belly. Bringing the forehead onto the mat. And then we'll slowly begin to inhale as we lift the eye gaze, lift the chest. And then exhale, slowly coming back down. Inhale as we lift through the chest. Lift the eye gaze. See if you can come up a bit higher this time. And exhale. Inhale as we lift through the chest. Taking the eye gaze up. And then exhale to look over the left shoulder. Seeing how far around you can take the eye gaze. Seeing if you can see that heel. And then eye gaze to center. Inhale here. And then exhale, taking the eye gaze over the right shoulder. Eye gaze to center. And then slowly rolling back down. And then taking the hands nice and wide, coming onto the fingertips. And then as we inhale, we're slowly peeling the spine up, one vertebra at a time. Seeing how high you can lift the chest, the eye gaze. And then exhale, slowly rolling down. And we'll do that again. So inhale, slowly peeling the spine up. Really lifting through the heart. Finding a back bend. And then exhale as we roll all the way down. We'll do that one more time, seeing if you can make it your highest yet. So inhale, slowly peeling the spine up. Taking the eye gaze to the sky and then slowly peeling your way all the way back down. And then bringing the hands down. Just breathing here for a moment. And then we're going to come into locust pose. So we're going to sweep the arms behind. Palms are facing out. We're lengthening through the fingers. And then we're squeezing the glutes, lifting the legs, pointing the toes. So engaging all of the back of the body, really squeezing. Seeing how high you can lift those legs. Breathing here. Making sure we're not cranking the head back, so we're lengthening through the back of the neck. And then slowly coming down, bringing the forehead onto the back of the hands, shifting hips left to right. And we'll try that one more time, so slowly beginning to peel the chest up, lengthening the arms behind, palms facing out, and then squeezing those glutes, lifting the legs, point the toes, lengthen the back of the neck, really squeezing the back of the body. And then releasing forehead onto the back of the hands. And then slowly coming up onto all fours. And then finding a forward fold at the back of your mat. So taking feet hip width apart. Taking hold of opposite elbows. And allowing the top half of the body to hang really heavily. Make sure you're lengthening the back of the neck. And then slowly rolling one vertebra at a time all the way to standing. And then taking a nice big inhale, sweeping the hands to the sky, palms together. And exhale, folding all the way down. Inhale as we lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, soften the knees, coming all the way to standing. And exhale, hands through heart center. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, sweep hands to the sky. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, come all the way to standing. And exhale, hands through heart center. Final one. Inhale, soften the knees, sweep the hands to the sky. Finding a back bend, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, come all the way to standing. And exhale, hands through heart center. We'll take a step forwards with the right foot. Coming onto the ball of the back foot and finding a high lunge. So lengthen through the fingers. Sending that back heel towards the mat. Breathing here. Taking hold of the left wrist with the right hand, we'll inhale the hand to the sky. Exhale, finding a side bend. Taking it over to the right. Coming back to center, take hold of the right wrist. Inhale to sky. Exhale to the left. Coming back to center, sweeping the hands behind, interlace the fingers. Inhale as we lift through the heart, drawing the hands down. And then exhale, fold forwards, humble warrior. Breathing here. Inhale as we sweep the hands forwards, coming all the way up. And then exhale, opening to warrior two. So we're grounding through the back edge of that foot. Drawing this front knee open, navel to spine. Shoulders are relaxed, lifting through the wrists. Really drawing the feet away from each other on the mat. Engaging Mula Bandha. We'll inhale as we reach the hands for the sky. And exhale to warrior two. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale as we fly the warrior. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then lengthening the front leg, reach as far as you can. Find Trikonasana. Keeping the body nice and flat. And then softening that front knee, hands come either side of that front foot, hopping onto the ball of the back foot and opening through the hips. And then slowly drawing that back leg in to join the front and finding a forward fold at the top of your mat. Making it your own. And then slowly rolling all the way to standing. Head and neck come up last. And then rolling the shoulders down the back as you come up. And we'll repeat the sequence on the other side. So we'll take a big step back with the right foot. Finding a high lunge on the left side. Sweeping the hands to the sky. Coming onto the ball of the back foot. Breathing here. Feeling that stretch through the back hip flexor as you send the heel away. Lift the eye gaze. And then take hold of the right wrist. We'll inhale to the sky. Exhale, take over to the left. Coming to center, take hold of the left wrist. Inhale and exhale to the right. Coming back to center, sweeping the hands behind, interlace the fingers. Inhale as we lift the heart, lift the eye gaze. Exhale, fold forwards, humble warrior. Bringing the heels of the hands towards each other. Inhale to power you back up. And then sweeping the hands forwards. Exhale to find warrior two. Again, grounding through the back edge of that back foot. Drawing that front knee open. Lifting through the wrists. Navel to spine. We'll fly the warrior. So inhale as we lengthen the front leg. Exhale. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale. Inhale, fly the warrior. Exhale. And final breath. And then slowly lengthen that front leg, reach as far as you can. And then find triangle pose. Eye gaze up. And then hands come either side of that front foot. Hop onto the ball of the back foot. And then just drawing the weight forwards and backwards. And then drawing that back leg in and finding a forward fold. And slowly roll all the way to standing. Inhale as the prayer travels up, finding a back bend. And then exhale, hands through heart center. And then taking a nice big step. So feet are wide, toes are parallel to each other, hands onto the waist. We'll inhale as we lift through the heart space. And then exhale, fold forwards. Drawing the elbows towards each other slightly. And tilting the pelvis so you can feel that down the back of the legs. 5 breaths here. And then soften the knees. Inhale all the way to standing. And exhale here. And then interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale as we lift through the heart. And exhale, fold forwards. Hands come over the head. And then soften the knees. Inhale to come all the way back up. And exhale, bringing the feet together. We'll come into tree pose. So grounding down through the supporting foot. And bringing the sole either to the ankle, the shin, or the inner thigh, just avoiding the knee joint. Finding a fixed point to gaze at. And slowing down the breath. And then extending the prayer up, dropping it between the shoulder blades, squeezing the elbows. And then changing sides. So making sure you've got a nice firm base. And again, finding your drishti, your fixed point. And just enjoying some stillness. And then extending the prayer up, dropping it between the shoulder blades. And then releasing. And then taking the feet nice and wide and coming into a Buddha squat. And then just working your way one side to the other. Just really opening through the hips. And then finding Skandasana, so extending the leg, coming onto the heel. Hands can be on the floor or coming into prayer. If the bind is accessible, then taking the bind. Really lengthening through the inner thigh. Squeezing that knee in towards the side body. And then taking the hands onto the mat and traveling to the other side. Again, coming onto that heel, lengthen through the inner thigh. And then finding your way onto your bottom. We'll sweep the left leg. So we're stacking the knees and we're coming to the outside edge of that left foot. So we're coming into a half cow face pose. Drawing toes towards you and then folding forwards. And then changing sides, so extending the left leg, coming onto the outside edge of that right foot, stacking the knees, and then drawing toes towards you and folding forwards. And then lengthening both legs, shifting the bottom forwards, taking hold of the back of the thighs, and then slowly rolling all the way onto the back. And then drawing the left knee in towards the chest, lengthening the right leg, squeezing that knee in towards the ribs. And then taking that knee open, applying pressure to the inside. And then drawing that knee across the body and finding a spinal twist. Taking the eye gaze the opposite way. And then rolling onto the back, lengthening that leg up towards the sky. And just taking hold of wherever you can comfortably. Drawing that leg in towards you. Sending the breath to the back of the thigh. And then releasing and changing sides. So drawing right knee in towards the chest, lengthening the left leg. Squeezing that knee in towards the body. And then taking that knee open, opening through the inner thigh. And then drawing that knee across the body, finding your spinal twist. Eye gaze the opposite direction. And then rolling onto the back, extending that leg towards the sky. And just gently easing it towards you. And then releasing that leg. And bringing soles of the feet together, letting knees drop wide. And taking hold of opposite elbows above the head. Letting go of the breath. And just allowing the body to soften, to gently open. And this is a position of surrender. So softening through the belly, allowing it to rise and fall with each breath. Softening through the hips to allow the knees to drop open. Making sure we're not gripping through the hands, through the forearms. And then slowly beginning to lengthen the legs, bringing the arms by the sides of the body, palms facing up, and coming into your version of Shavasana. And giving yourself permission to stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like to. Or if you're ready, just gently waking up the body, bringing some gentle movement to the fingers and toes. Perhaps taking a full body stretch. And then slowly making your way onto one side. And then coming up to find a seated position, keeping the eye gaze down or the eyes closed. Bringing hands to heart center. We will seal our practice with an Om. So inhale through the nose. Om.